Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and what an absolute pleasure it is to be here in beautiful Toronto, Ontario, at a great conference. And this conference is the National Association of Career Colleges and Career Colleges Ontario, coming together with great folks in here talking about the career college system, sharing ideas amongst one another. These folks are truly making a difference. These people are making differences throughout generations and families because they're providing valuable education that's needed now in the moment for the workforce right now. They listen to industry and respond to industry needs. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us what you do.
My name is Frank Gerenzer. I'm the co-founder, chairman, CEO of triOS College and also Eastern College. We have 16 schools from Windsor to Halifax and online. We deliver in person, we deliver online, we deliver in partnership with community colleges, and we've been around now for 32 years as triOS. We acquired Eastern, and Eastern has a more storied history, which I actually just got fresh info today on, because I knew it was started by the person we bought it from in around 1991. But he had bought it from somebody else, the Modern Business College, and I got sent an article that said, grand opening of Modern Business College, August the 19th, 1919. Okay, so I just realized today that I can actually say we're over 100 years old if I count all the predecessor organizations.
Unbelievable. I've had the pleasure of visiting triOS. I've had the pleasure of being at Eastern as well. I know the impact that you're making, but there's one thing that jumped off the page for me. It's the way that you approach the student's journey. Right from the time they arrive at your doorstep or indeed reach out to you online, all the way through their learning and then in the back end to find them and help them find that job, but stay with them in a journey of lifelong learning. What is it about this organization that you look at that journey so holistically so that they are to be so successful? That's different than most places.
The key is the overall mission of the organization, which is, simply put, helping students become job-ready graduates. Our students want a job. We are a career college. All of us here at this conference are career colleges, and it's all about helping those students have a change and improving their lives. If you focus yourself on how do you do that, that impacts everything. As you're enrolling a student, what you're doing is, our admissions people are called education consultants, because that actually is what the role they're on. They're going to say, what is the career that you want to be able to do, regardless of what your age happens to be, because we have students of all ages as well. And we've now, in our time of triOS and Eastern, have now over 80,000 graduates. Okay. That's actually a city, okay? In the East Coast, that's actually a fair-sized city.
Yeah.
So
that's bigger than Charlottetown, where I come from.
Charlottetown.
Right?
Yeah, it's almost as big as Sudbury, where I come from.
So 80,000 people. Yeah. That's 80,000 families impacted by what you do. How does that feel?
You feel so proud of it. I just received an email earlier this week of a student who had graduated, and he said, I've graduated 25 years ago, and is there any way we can get together with an alumni, because I'd like to track the other 6 people, because my career and my life was totally changed by my experience at triOS, and I'd love to see how the other people have all done on it. And I go, well, that's neat. That's such a rush of pride of what you've done, but it's also a responsibility, because our responsibility is to help those students. That means on the engagement from the training point of view, but also on the career services side, because we've got dozens and dozens of staff that are full-time employment specialists helping our students find the job, get ready for the job, get ready for the interview. And what we do in that respect is fairly common across all of the career colleges that you'll see that are here. We're here at this conference because we care. Right. And it's really great that we actually have now NACC and CCO both at the same conference, and I'm kind of connected to it. I was 20 years on the board of Career Colleges in Ontario, and I was the past chair of it, and I was 6 years on the board of National, and I was past chair of there as well. So it's kind of
it's all coming together for you.
On where these are.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this. 300 people at this conference, great vendors in the room here. There's partners, a lot of collaboration. Everybody's so free to share ideas, to help one another. They understand the concept that a rising tide floats all boats around here. Talk to me about the importance of this conference.
The neat thing when you have a national conference, in general, people are from far away, and so you can share anything because they're not really a competitor. But even on the local one, the Career Colleges Ontario side of it, we still cover the whole province. And your point about a rising tide lifts all boats, you never are concerned about another school who's doing their job well. Okay, if they're doing their job well, career colleges get a good reputation because of that school. And then if you do your job well, then you help everybody else on the sector. And so sharing on certain things, like none of us would share of recruiting new students, but it's very open to share on how can we do the job better, how can we help other students, how can we get involved and work together with government lobbying activities of what we can end up doing, because again, we all do better when we work with a unified voice.
You know, you've just pointed out that the triOS Eastern connection, your education lineage goes back 100 years, and in that 100 years the world has changed so much, education has changed so much, technology has changed so much, even in the last 2 or 3 years. How do the colleges remain so innovative in the creation of courses to respond to industry needs? They're so good at it. They're very agile. How do they do it?
We listen to our employers because we're not having one job placement person with 3,000 students that are graduating. Either for everything's just a process. Ours is personal. Okay, if I'm the employment specialist, I'm helping you. As I help you, I connect you to such and such of an employer. As I deal with that employer, and they say, "Hey, that grad was great. You got any more?" And then we connect onto them. And so then, as we're building, the questions get to open up of, well, what programs do you need? What other areas do you need in your organization? And we take that stuff back. The slow part on the system is actually, in certain provinces, government regulation of getting programs approved. It's actually a very big constraint slowing down progress, whereas the schools themselves could react actually much faster if we didn't have such a break. Some provinces work much better than others.
Yeah. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. I always enjoy your perspective on things, but most importantly, I enjoy the leadership that you're providing to this group broadly. You pointed it out, you were at the Ontario level, you're at the national level, and you're leading a great institution that is triOS and Eastern. So thank you very much for your leadership.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me on.